Hi there, ACHR Aviation. As you can see, in less than 1 month, the stock price more than doubled, from $3 to $7. An increase almost 200%. And now the market cap is about 2.6 billion. And according to other researchers, the market size is expected to increase from 1.2 billion to over 23 billion by 2030. A compound annual growth rate of about 52%, as you can see here, from 2023 to 2030. And as the market cap of ACHR Aviation is only 2.6 billion, guess what will happen with this business in the next 10 years? You may have the same growth rate in the stock price and their business revenue, if they succeed, of course. 52%. An amazing return. Now, what's the catch with this business? By the way, before we begin, let me tell you something important about my memberships, where you get more valuable content. I have 3 levels. Gladiator, where you get members-only videos, early access to new videos, priority reply to comments, and other features. Then, the most valuable level is Spartan Investor, where you get members-only videos. For instance, if you want me to analyze a company, I will make a video only for you. And on top of that, you get analyst estimates, business valuation, the fair value of that company, and of course, the other features from the previous level. And if you want more, a deeper analysis about a company or industry, you can join my Titan Investor, where you get the same things, but with a deeper analysis. Competition, moat, the risk, and the reward. And of course, the other features from the previous levels. So to join my memberships is quite easy. You go to my channel, my profile, and press this button, join. So that's it. Let's come back to the analysis. Why more people don't invest in this company? As there is a huge opportunity, as you've seen their market size, their forecast. Well, first of all, you have to understand that ACHR Aviation, if you look at their operations, you will see that they have no revenue. No revenue at all. Only losses, expenses, as you can see here. Operating expenses. For the last 3 months, the last quarter, they spent over 120 million. And for the last 9 months, close to 400 million. So they have no revenue. But people, as you can see, this increase in the stock price, expect more from this company. As you've seen the forecast, plus some announcements from the company. They're about to launch their commercial services in Abu Dhabi, as you can see here. To launch commercial air taxi services as early as Q4 2025 in UAE. This is the first market for ACHR. Then, the second market is Japan. They already got a contract from Japan to purchase up to 500 million of aircraft. And with the goal to bring air taxi services to their cities in Japan. So they have 2 markets so far. Abu Dhabi, UAE, and Japan, their cities. And you have to ask yourself, what are the chances of success? Because, as I said, as you've seen, they have no revenue. They only got some contracts, 2 customers so far, and some investments. They have 500 million in cash. That's good. They can survive for the next 12 months. That's great. Plus, they got another 400 million from Stellantis to scale their manufacturing of their Midnight aircraft. And that's great. They have the funds. And they also reported their order book, which is now 6 billion plus, more than 6 billion. as the market cap is about 2.6 billion and they have an order book of 6 billion, it seems that the stock price is undervalued. But of course, everything depends on the management. If they can make a profit in the future, in the next 5 to 10 years. Based on their order, and if they manage to reduce their costs and make a profit, the stock price can double from the current level. But, as these companies at the beginning, don't expect profits in the short term. Maybe after 5 to 10 years, you might see some profits if they succeed. Only if. So far, everything looks great. They have contracts, they gain some contracts, they have investments from other companies, and they are doing great. Next year, they expect to launch their services, deliver their aircrafts in UAE, as you can see here, Q4 2025. Be aware of this, Q4 2025. So if you invest now, you have to wait at least 1 year to see some movements in the stock price. Now, you also have to ask yourself, what is the downside? Maybe they won't succeed. Maybe this company may become a failure. You also have to look at the downside, the risk. What can go wrong with this company? First of all, you have to look at the most important thing. They have no revenue. So they will need more money in the future. That's a fact, right? They will need more money to invest in their business, their facilities, produce those aircrafts, and deliver their services. So for that, they will need more money. They got some investments from Stellantis, but you also have to be aware they will raise more money from investor, from the public market. If you look at the number of shares here, ACHR Aviation, shares outstanding, from 2021, this number has increased to or close to 400 million. So from 50 million number of shares to close to 400 million. This means a lot of dilution for investors. That's why you also have to be aware of this risk. A lot of dilution. Because if they don't make a profit and they only break even, investors will get burned. It will happen something like this. The stock price goes up based on great news, such as new contracts, but then the stock price goes down. A decline of 80%. Same thing here. In the last month, the stock price went up over 100% and then down 23%. So you have to be very careful of the risk. Don't buy this company only based on short news. That after a month, the stock price will go down. No, invest in this company based on the long term. If you believe that this company can survive, can deliver a profit, and gain more market share. Because if you look at this forecast, a compound annual growth rate over 52%, that's quite a lot for ACHR Aviation. Now, you've seen the first risk, dilution. Now, the second risk is their costs. You have to ask yourself how much money they can make. What will their margins be? Because if you look at those aircrafts, you might say that they are about the same as the cars. But be aware, those propellers will require more safety than a normal car. So their expenses will be quite high. And I don't know if they can succeed to make a profit in the next 5 years. They have to respect a lot of regulations, plus certifications. And those will require a lot of costs. And by the way, they can't sell their services right now, especially in the US, because They also have to get approval to deliver their aircrafts and services. And as you can see, they have to take some certifications to be compliant with the law. And here it might take a lot of time, more than expected. So you also have to be aware of this risk. If they say that in 1 year they will get all the certifications, you might expect 2 years. Because as you know, government is moving slowly. That's a given, a fact. In every country you'll see the same thing. So you also have to be aware of these regulations, certifications, and new laws. But the most important, as I said, is their profits, if they can make a profit. Because if they have to meet all the requirements for their aircrafts to respect all the laws, then they have to invest a lot in their facilities and their services. And that's the major risk, their profitability. And if they don't become profitable, then shareholders will get burned. I don't expect any profits in the next 5 years. Maybe after, they'll succeed to make some profits, if the management can manage their operations well. If they don't, then don't expect any profits, and the stock price won't do great. You might see some ups and downs, but in the long term, you might see something like this, a flat, or a decline of 26%. So the risk with ACHR Aviation is quite high. They have no revenue, no proven business model. You can rely if they'll be able to make some money. And on top of that, they have to respect a lot of regulations. In every country they want to operate in. You have to be aware of this risk. So it's up to you if you want to take advantage to be an early investor in this company, or wait to see how things evolve over time. It's up to you. I mean, think about the chances, the probabilities. What are the chances that this company will succeed in the next 5 to 10 years? So that's it for this video. And if you have other questions, let me know in the comments.